Welcome, ladies and gentlemen, to another episode of Unapologetic, the number one podcast. It's yours truly, Melly Mel, aka Mr. Unapologetic, here again with another great episode and a special guest, my brother Rashad, my brother, the owner of you already know B.S.A. Big Shot Ammunitions is in the building, man. Mr. Thrower himself. How you doing,
sir?
How you doing, King? Man, it's nice to finally get you on the show. Welcome to the Unapologetic family, baby.
And I'm happy to be here, bro. It's been a long time coming, man. I've been wanting to get up on this show for a minute.
No, I appreciate it. I appreciate it. Yeah, we had a lot of guests, a lot of big guests, from entrepreneurs to investors on down. So I'm happy to add you along with the family, man. You do so much for the community. Every day I see you, posting a good shot of somebody, yeah, I taught him that. That's me. Yeah, that's all that right there. I love the energy, man. You make people want to learn, about their rights in the United States, especially for young black kings and queens like ourselves. And, that's a big and powerful step as a leader, I feel like, in the community. So I congratulate you and thank you for that.
Thank you, sir. I appreciate it, man. It came about more so just from exactly what you said. Like, we don't have anybody that's in that realm. You know what I'm saying? So that space was void.
Right.
And then also just more so the common denominator is that besides the firearm ignorance that we usually have in our community, we also have a lot of tragedies that happen because of that firearm ignorance as well. So if I can help curb that situation to make a couple of people more safer, and then also help secure a couple of more people that's that's a little bit more at a disadvantage when it comes to physical force.
Right. Oh yeah, man, and that's a big plus, especially for our female, counterparts. We got to protect our queens, and as well, you already know, man. You want them just in case I'm not here. You know what to do.
Exactly. Yes, sir. You already know. That's literally what I taught them in the class.
The message that you bring, man, is loud and clear, just like whatever Glock 9 or Glock 43 that somebody may purchase from you teaching them, and that's a big plus. It keeps the family safe. Most of the time, if mom's home, the kids are home. So you gotta. I understand most dearly, but what I want to ask you first off is, how did you get into this type of mindset and leadership of teaching others about the things that the world states that we need to have more control over or get rid of, whatever opinion they want to throw, but you're showing it in a way that is here physically, so we might as well embrace that, whatever this is, to our best and our benefit. And so what made you come to that type of mindset?
Well, it was a few things. One, it was a couple of personal experiences where I actually had to draw my firearm to get someone off of myself. You know what I'm saying? I was about to get jumped a couple of times, and or somebody may have brandished a firearm and things of that nature, and I was able to survive that situation because I knew the proper protocols that I was supposed to do, and I also made sure that I was always ready. Stay ready so you ain't got to get ready. So I always kept something ready. But also more so that what really got me into this line is I knew that there was a good amount of people that actually trusted my guidance, because I know that there's a good amount of individuals that could have done this same thing, but they may have not actually have trust in them. So understanding that I actually have the trust of the community, plus also I have this protector type of mindset, like I'm the overzealous one when it comes to the protection aspect. Like I make sure
Okay.
that my brother is good, my sisters,
Yeah.
my cousins.
Okay.
You know what I'm
That's
saying?
what's
So
up. Yeah,
yeah,
I
so
get
like
you.
usually if something extra happen, I'm the person that's gonna get the phone call. So it's those type. And then also even when I was at college, there was a lot of these type of situations that would happen where, let's say, and I'll just throw this as an example. There was and I'm not gonna say the person's name, but there's a very well-known individual where his girl and another well-known individual's girl, we were all at a party or whatever. This guy started getting extra with them and all that extra stuff like
Mm,
that, being braggadocious, bravado,
right,
all
right.
that extra stuff. Looking like he was about to really attack the females and stuff like that. Their man wasn't there. You know what I'm saying? But
Mm,
because I knew them, I stepped in off of that situation. Now, understanding that if I wasn't there, they may have had to take that next level, and then it just so happens that one of the ladies was actually Army trained. So it's luckily that I actually stepped in because she low key had her stuff and she was ready.
right. So,
But
yeah, you saved that man life.
pretty much, but even in the same aspect, it was the man stuff of you ain't finna get in this girl's face acting like you about to punch them or put hands on them, and I'm right
Right.
here. Like that's just not gonna
I
happen.
respect that.
You know what
Yes,
I'm saying? So
I respect
because
that.
of that, and then them following up with me and all that stuff, and I see that there was more of these other situations that kind of happen like that, where
Right.
usually when there's not a man present, a woman usually is more susceptible to that violence. So I'm like, all right, if I can get into anything, it just more so needs to be one for the women, two for the individuals that may trust me for the information that they know that I'm going to get, and they know I'm going to be able to deliver to them. So that way
Right.
it's
Okay.
digestible. You know what I'm
Okay.
saying? Because a lot of times, even too, that if you do go out into other different CPL classes or anything like that, they don't look like us, nor do they have our same experiences. So that's why I try to come with my
Amen.
experiences
Okay.
because more than likely that's a common denominator around our community. You know what I'm saying? So
Right.
because of that, people more so entrust me to be able to give them that experience and that teaching.
Mm. That's crazy, man. I didn't expect that of an answer, but you absolutely right. You hit it on the head. And matter of fact, I was going towards that type of setting and mindset. So you already beat me to it. But as far
The
as
segue.
as far as you absolutely right. Let me just put it out there. It's not a lot of black gun trainers or firearm trainers, if you will, want to call yourself or others out there that looks like us, and not saying that, it's trying to make it a one site thing. We only ones that deal with, violence and nothing like that. But, for the history of our people and especially in this country, that's a big thing to look upon, and people tend to try. I don't want to say overlook it, but keep a blind eye.
Yeah, definitely.
And I like that you're trying to not put a light on it, but make it aware that these are the steps and stages that will keep not only you safe but the person next to you.
Right.
So man, that's a big thing right there. I couldn't put that no better, man. I couldn't do it, man. And I applaud you for it. But out of all the things that you have accomplished at this point in time in your career, what was the most challenging about getting all this together? The building, your license, how was it? Uh, how was it on you mentally, and what kept you going? On this path of accomplishing this goal.
Man, that's a great question. I gotta let that one sit because that. Yeah, now this is just water with lime juice, and it ain't no liquor.
Amen.
Water and lime
Amen.
juice right there. But
Amen.
the uphill battles that I had to deal with, man, it
Yeah.
was a lot. Like, so just give people a heads up. I actually do. I'm a Type 7. If you see on my banner, I'm a Type 7 and Type 8 FFL dealer. So that means that
Mm.
Type 7, I can sell just general firearms, but Type 8 means that I can also get like silencers, fully automatic machine guns and stuff like that. So a lot of stuff. It
Right,
gives me a
right.
wide range, and I can manufacture. The
Wow.
thing that I would say that was the biggest uphill battle though
Right.
was one one actually being a CPL instructor because it was really hard to kind of find a place to actually certify an instructor that was around in this area. Just to be completely honest, there wasn't one
Really?
until not until I want to say I got in contact with the instructor and asked them if they were able to do it, but they were so far down the line that I had to go all the way to Detroit to go and get my certification 2 days in a row after doing another weekend before then
Right.
of all of the information, making sure I pass all the compliance tests and everything like that. So, and I have other friends who have driven all the way to Iowa just to go get certified.
Just to get certified as a
Yes, sir.
that is a wow. So that's pretty much you got to take like a whole what is it? What's the full amount of time
It's
to
usually going to
complete it?
take you about like I would say at least 3 to 4 weeks because you initially got to do the training aspect because you got to
Wow.
pass all of your training certifications before you
Right.
even go and do the shooting, and you got to pass the extra additional quiz that's on top of that as well, and you can only get a certain amount wrong even off of both of those. So it's a whole like let's put it like this. So you got the digital qualifications that you got to figure out and fill out and complete. That's about 4 to 5 different sections. And then after that, you got to go down to the range and you got to go
Yeah.
down for about another 8 hours and do another instructor portion. And then after that, you have another quiz. And the next day, after you do more instructor training, and then you also have to hit. So, hold on. Matter of fact, I want to show you this thing. There's a. So, when we did our instructor stuff,
Mm-hmm.
we had to let me get my sheet because I want to give you like what it was like. All right, so this sheet of paper is about the size
Okay.
of my hand.
Yeah.
Okay, we had to hit this 50 times from 4 different distances, and you can only miss this 10 times. First distance is at 12. The next one is at 21 or 25 feet. The next one is at 35 to 40 feet. The next one after that is 50.
Mm.
And you can only miss 10 out of all of those 50 shots on this small of a paper.
Yeah, that is hand and eye coordination that's some hand and eye coordination. Man, only 10 misses. That's it.
10 misses. So
Okay.
imagine that if you started messing up on the 12 feet, like let's say if you missed like 3 off of the 12 feet the first set, and then
Right.
you missed another 3 off of the 25 feet or 21 feet set, that's 6 misses. So you only got 4 more misses that you can do, and you still got those long distances of 35 feet and 50 feet. Like, that's a lot.
But I see why it's necessary if you want to become, an instructor of firearms.
Yeah.
I see why they're like, look, we need y'all at the tip-top shape of the tip-top shape in a residential area. We can't miss no oops. We can't afford no oops. Not in this business. So I get it. Okay. But geez, man, at least give me 15. At least 5 more will help. 5 more, y'all, will help.
I was sick because the first time I hit 37 out of 50. The next time I hit 38 out of 50. And then the other time I hit 44 out of 50. So I was like, yeah, I had to make the corrections. But then that's not even just the finale of the uphill battle. That's more so just that's the plateau.
You just started?
Just started. So
man.
remember, I was also an FFL dealer. I literally just got that at the end of March. I initially applied for that in November. That's
Of
only
last
supposed
year.
to be of last year. It's only supposed to be typically a 6-week process.
Yeah.
So a
Okay.
6-week process that would have been completed typically by December wasn't completed for me all the way until March.
I applaud your your focus and enthusiasm, brother. That's a long time. That is a long time. I never would have thought about this. So this is, ladies and gentlemen, if you just like me, man, that's a lot to focus on and deal with and to actually be correcting yourself. You have to really criticize yourself in order to, pinpoint or feel or however you want to call it that I don't know, that lesson that's it's like second nature. It's like a muscle memory, as they say, right? After you
That's
do it.
exactly what it is.
Okay.
I teach that in part of my. It literally teaches you about muscle memory. This is why I try to tell people, like, do not point your firearms in an unsafe direction. Always make sure that it's either pointed at the ground or pointed downrange or in a safe direction. Don't
Right.
sweep it or anything like that. Keep your finger outside the trigger guard, and that's the main thing too. Let me make sure that I put that out there for everybody that will watch this. Keep your doggone finger outside that trigger guard. Keep your finger off the trigger. I don't care if you're taking
We
pictures.
got a lot of people that watch.
I don't care if you taking a picture, thinking
Man.
it's cool. To a
Right.
person like me and to other people that know firearms, you look like an idiot.
Yes. Man, preach, brother, preach. Yeah. Okay. Exactly. Okay. I'm gonna need to put that out. I'm gonna write that one down. I mean,
Definitely.
yeah, I'm gonna write.
I got a few.
I
Do not aim. Don't point your firearm at nobody that you're not willing to destroy. Keep your finger outside the trigger guard at all times until you are ready to shoot. Make
Okay.
sure that you are aware of where's your target and what's beyond your target. And what's another one that I would say? You know what? Let me see something. Because I rather measure twice and tell once. I don't be wanting nobody out here doing wrong stuff.
I love that. He got the book. He got
Yeah.
the book. Oh, ahead.
I always usually keep it in my head, but I ain't gonna lie. There's because they usually only have 3, but now they expanded it to 4. So you got to be cognizant of everything that's near and beyond. So let's see.
Okay.
We got. So I want to make sure everybody knows.
We appreciate it, brother, for real.
Oh, yeah,
knowledge is power.
The one thing that you can't do is try to shortcut people, and I think that's more so the problem that a lot of people anticipate, even with me being a black gun instructor, because we have had certain gun instructors in the city that have taken those shortcuts, and I don't take no shortcuts. We going to 4 hours plus if necessary. We're gonna go through everything that's needed, and I'm gonna make sure that when you leaving out of there, you got all the stuff that you need, so that when you go home, you feeling protected, you feeling safer than when you left.
I love it. Okay, you need to put that on a banner. That should be it. That should be. You should read this when you walk into my building. At this point, live it. That is what's up right there.
Yeah, man. And then I'm also because I wanted to make sure that all my people were taken care of. I also took the extra training as well. So I'm actually certified in the legal use of force in the state of Michigan. So the parameters that guide that and everything.
Yeah.
You'll have an attorney that actually comes in that teaches about that, but because I'm actually certified in that, I can actually do it myself.
Hold on one moment, brother. Hold on.
Yes, sir.
My apologies.
No apologies necessary.
All right, can you go back from what you was talking about? That's extra training that you have done.
Oh yeah, the certification with the legal use of force in the state of Michigan. So people always ask about what are my parameters when it comes to the legal use of force and things like that. So with that, usually you would end up having to bring in a lawyer to actually explain those situations.
Right.
But because I wanted to make sure that I was giving my people the full experience, that's why I went and actually got the extra training as well. So you can either get certified in that situation or you can have your lawyer. Either one suffices. But now I actually have my lawyer that's on video that I play during my classes as well. So I actually do that a lot of
Oh,
times. But
shoot. Hey, that's what's up. You all around.
trying to, bro. I'm trying
Love
to.
it. I love it.
But let's go. Hold on. I wanted to make sure that I touched in on these 4 points. Rule 1, like I had said before, treat all guns as though they're always loaded. So that's one thing I want to say. That was a situation of where, and this is another big reason I actually got into firearms too. I lost one of my best friends. Actually, I lost a couple of people due to firearms situations. One of them being my best friend. His name was Kenneth Javon Barnes. Back on August 28th of 2009, one of the homies was playing with the gun. The gun went off, shot up and hit him in the chest, and he died right then and there in our homie's arms. You know what I'm saying? So that was an unfortunate accident. I appreciate it. Accidental situation, but still traumatic nevertheless. And it was definitely it weighs on one of my homeboys so bad because he accidentally did it and he never meant to put that pain on us or the family or anything of that nature. So because of that, I always tell people, even when I go to gun ranges or gun shows or gun shops or anything like that, if you go to a gun store, I actually have to tell somebody who was just picking up a gun, looking at it and stuff. I was like, yo, man, put that gun down. Like, don't point that mug at me. He was like, it's empty. I don't care. That doesn't mean, like, it's muscle memory, bro. Like, muscle memory. Make sure that you treat all guns as though they are loaded. That's why I don't point my guns at no place that I'm not willing to destroy. So that's rule number 2. Never point your gun at anything that you are not willing to destroy. So always keep that mug in a safe way. When I had people doing that, like, if you saw my stuff when I was sitting up there showing the flies and everything. You saw people like had their stuff down, all that stuff like that.
Yeah,
that's because I don't.
No waves in. Yeah, none of that.
None of that. It's not a broom. So this is not a street sweeper. I'm gonna need you to go ahead and act like you know what you're doing, because then you might accidentally end up shooting one of us on accident.
Right.
And then now we got an even bigger situation. So that's a big thing. So I always tell people, 1, treat all guns as they are loaded. 2, never point your guns at nothing that you are not willing to destroy. 3, like I said before, keep your finger outside of the trigger guard and off the trigger until you are ready to shoot. Keep your finger off. I don't care if you think that you're cute. I don't care if you think that you're cool. You look like a fool.
Right.
You look like a fool.
Man.
So always be sure of your target and beyond. This goes into a good situation of, do you remember that one lady that was on the east side of the state where she had pulled the gun on the Chipotle lady and everything like that? It was like, back up.
Yeah, I seen that video. Yeah.
Right. Now, she's facing pending charges and everything. Now, I can't go into the specifics as far as the case, but she lost her job. Her husband lost his job, even because he also had his firearm on him as well. And, when you're in the commission of a felony with a firearm and that person is also in the car with you, you also going to get charged as an accessory as well.
Right.
So both of them got their stuff snatched, and they both living off of donations. But she was also negligent of anybody that was behind the lady that she had the gun pointed at and her 16-year-old daughter. Because there was another girl that had a kid that was going inside of the Chipotle. There was a couple of old people that was right behind them and everything like that. So imagine that if you got a ballpoint bullet, and no pun on my own name, but shards will go everywhere depending on those type of bullets, that if it's not a self-defense round, usually if you shoot it, it's not just going to be one area, one trajectory. It's going to be, all right, this particle is going to go this way. This particle, the main particle may go this way, but this part going to go here, this part can go here, this part can go here. This is why you see in Chicago a lot of times 50 shot, 1 dead. You be like, how did 50 people get shot and there's 1 dead? Well, people get hit with bullet fragments all the time.
Yeah.
But People don't never think about that stuff. How many times you don't heard people talk about that they done got hit with the ricochet just because of the ricochet?
Yeah.
All the time. So stuff like that you got to be cognizant about. That's why you got to be you can't be negligent about your target and what's beyond your target.
Man, I feel like I'm in a class now. Shoot, I can't read. Let me get my book ready.
Hold on, let me get my water too. Then let me get my water. You know what I'm saying? Get my water and my lime juice.
But man, I never as simple as that you made it, like as simple as it is. I'd never really thought about the information that was given to the public during those times of the shootings. Like, because I always wonder, like, man, like you said, 50 rounds, 50 different holes around in the area, but only one person with a bullet wound. It's like, what the, like, with everybody just dodging the bullets at the same time? But of course, people don't think about, you know, what how can I put, like, the technicalities of what happens to the bullet itself, you know, when it impacts something. So that's something that, man, even I didn't even think about. So yeah, man, that's, you know, that's a gem right there. So if people get a duck, run, take for cover, don't try to run, you know, just drop. Don't try to run.
One of the best places to actually duck for cover is in the front part of a car, because think about it, that's where the engine block is. So that's a lot of metal. So you got a small piece of lead trying to go through a bunch of different pieces of metal. Typically, it's not going to go all the way through. But if it's a door, if it's a window, all that is pretty much sheet metal or carbon fiber and stuff like that.
Very easy go straight through. Wow.
Very easy.
So what all different types of firearms do you firearms would you say you teach other people? Like how big do you go? What's the caliber?
Typically, I like to what I call it is Lil Bear's porch. I typically like to keep people in the 9mm range.
Okay.
Now, if I have some individuals who may be doing better, I let them shoot a higher caliber. So let's say if I see that you are putting it on point, like if you hitting the targets perfectly or anything of that nature, or if you're staying within a certain grouping and you're showing trigger discipline, I'm like, okay, let's go ahead and increase this to a 40 caliber. Let's go from a 9 to a 40. And then after that, if you can withstand that 40 and still keeping it consistent, okay, well, let's go from a 40 to a 45. And that's when people start singing like, hey, kick.
Yeah. Okay. So what would you say what is more comfortable for you, as you being who you as an instructor and your knowledge of weapons and stuff, weapons and the laws? What is more, would you say, a more comfortable gun for like the average person to like choose to use when they're like getting their license and stuff like that? Yeah, what's the common one?
The most common one and the most popular one, I would say, is the 9mm. The reason I would say the 9mm is the best option is because of the versatility, and it also doesn't have as much recoil, so the kickback isn't as punishing. If you have things like a 380 or anything like that, like I have a Ruger LCP 380, if you have something on that level, then typically it's going to be a little bit more punishing because it's a smaller firearm. So I would give the way that I give the example in my classes is say like, all right, do you remember up in Men in Black when Will Smith had that little gun and he shot that mug and he blew him back? Imagine that for a Ruger. Imagine that for a 380 or Ruger LCP type stuff or anything like that, those little small ones.
Wow.
That's the recoil punishment usually that you're going to feel. Because I remember so many ladies would initially come into my classes and say, I need a smaller gun. I need a smaller gun. I'm like, are you sure? I have a smaller gun, but it's going to hurt.
It's going to hurt you.
It's going to hurt a lot more. And she's like, okay. I'm like, all right, well, you know what? I'll give you one magazine full. Let's go ahead and go through this magazine and see how you going to work from there. They go through that magazine and be like, yeah, no, give me that 9 back. That hurt way too much. So on on the everyday carry, my EDC,
Yeah.
and that's what we call it, the EDC, everyday carry.
Okay.
I would usually do my Canic TPSFX. Matter of fact, I'm gonna run down in a second and go and grab that. But my Canic TPSFX is usually my everyday carry. If I'm not carrying that, I may carry my 40 and my 45. Usually because I train on those. 45s, I have a 1911, which is more than accuracy in competition.
Right.
So, and it also has it's single action. So, you've seen a ruler before, right?
Yeah.
With you know how I got those 16 dashes and all that stuff like that. One dash, 1/16th of an inch is how much pressure it would take for it to fire a single action fire.
Wow, man, that's
very minimal.
Fast. So you were able to get off what a half a clip in a matter of a couple of seconds, if not more.
Supposed to be able to get off the whole clip in like a second.
And really, with that, okay. See, whew, and you're that accurate. Man, you're okay. I gotta come to you ASAP, man. I need all these classes today. Like,
see, and this is the crazy thing too, because I don't like. Sometimes my students, they challenge me a little bit. Sometimes they be like, "Why don't you go up in there and shoot?" But I want to, because if I go up in there and shoot, and then I end up dead, I hit that mug dead center in the middle. I'm gonna make you feel some type of way, because then if you go in there and you don't shoot, or like let's say if you shoot and you don't even hit the paper, now you feeling some type of way, like, dang,
right.
like
I see. So you try to keep it at a level, level fit playing field.
Yeah, I try to keep the humility there, because I already understand the anxiety is already built up to a different level, and I'm not trying to compound on that anxiety, because I already know what I'm doing. So because I know what I'm doing, I just need that person to trust to know that I know what I'm doing. But I've had certain individuals that have tried me, and then I done had to show them, like, where I done hit that part from 50 yards away. 50 feet away, and all of us looking at it, and I'm like, bam, hit that mug, and they like, oh, it's the one that's in the middle. Like, yeah, I told you.
But sometimes you gotta show who's the grasshopper in certain situations.
Sometimes.
I get it. Sometimes.
Sometimes you just gotta show who Mr. Miyagi is. You know what I mean?
I hear you, brother. I hear you, kid. But all right, one more question. I know I had you on. I've been having you on for a little bit, man. I've been loving the vibe, and again, I appreciate you. But one more question, man. How big are you planning to take this platform, this legacy that you started? Are we going to see multiple B.S.A stores? Are we going to see a gun training B.S.A facility soon, or in the future? What are we doing? What are we doing?
Progress, man. Progression. Like,
okay.
Like Nick said, it's a marathon, so the marathon is continuing, and so far, it's been incremental steps. I became a CPL instructor. Now I'm an FFL dealer. My next thing is to come into Muskegon and have my own gun range and be the first black indoor gun range in the west side of Michigan. Just like I'm the first black gun instructor in the city of Muskegon.
Man, hey, that's why I said that I gotta have brother. Gotta see this king, man. He did something that no other person could have done, but didn't choose to do. So I applaud you, man. I thank you for coming on to the show. Welcome to the Unapologetic family. And then please, is there any links or websites that you refer to the people, man?
Oh yeah, of course. Look, so everybody go check us out at BigShotAmmunition.com. We got classes coming up on the 27th of June. We also got additional classes in July as well. I got a private class on the 11th, but I also got an open class on the 25th. We also have firearms as well, so firearms will be actually available on the website later on this week. Also, from that too, we are looking, once I get the Muskegon location secured, I do plan to actually get a location that's in Kalamazoo as well. So I do want to try to expand on the whole west side, and then after that go to Mid Harbor. So that way I can pretty much take up the whole west side.
Wow,
Secure
man,
that whole
that'd be
area.
awesome, man.
Yeah.
I love it. I
And
love
follow
it.
us up on Facebook, Twitter, Instagram, and Snapchat at Big Shot Ammo. Big Shot Ammo. So Big Shot Ammo. Keep it simple. So yes, sir. You see the bird. See the bird.
Man, like I said, man, thank you for tuning in with us, man, tapping in. Welcome to the family, man. You always welcome. We know we gotta keep up with you. Yeah, we'll hit you down the line after you get that facility so we could walk in, be the first ones in there, with the camera. I gotta
yes,
have
sir.
it.
That will be legendary,
Man, I would be love it. Love it. But ladies and gentlemen, kings and queens, thank y'all for tuning in to another great episode. And please leave
I want to give one more thing. Hold up. One, rest in peace, 392 Mooley. 392 Mool. Gotta definitely say rest in peace to Ty Mitchell. Also, rest in peace to Big Shot. This is who the business is named after, Big Shot Robert Jones. So I definitely got to make sure that is known. Rest in peace to Quentin Miller. Rest in peace to Kenneth Javon Barnes III. Kenneth Javon Barnes III. Rest in peace to everybody that we've lost from the east side of Muskegon and everything like that. Rest in peace to all my boys that I've lost from the trap. From Busy Gaunt, Nate Jones, Jalen Broswell, and like I said, I'll repeat the Smurf, Big Smurf, so Little Smurf, Big Smurf, all of them. And rest in peace to Pre, rest in peace to Mooley again. I got to throw that out there one more time. Rest in peace to my guy, Wyrick. Wyrick, you know,
always,
big
man.
dog.
I miss my brother.
Guy. Yeah, man. Shoot, 2008, bro. Like, we was up there, and that was my man. You talking about all love. And
man.
Rest in peace to Crud, man. Rest in peace Krusty. You know, Amity stuff, Amityville, all the way.
Man, this is what it's all about, my people. You know, we show love. We want to represent where we come from while we moving forward in the future. So make sure you like, share, and subscribe to the podcast. Make sure you follow in the audio platforms. You know, we on Spotify, Apple Podcasts, Google Podcasts, you name it. So we out here. We're gonna stay out here. And thank you once again, King, for coming on to the show, man. We love you and respect for everything you've done. Keep it going, man. And ladies and gentlemen, keep it locked. And we'll keep y'all tuned in for the next episode. And thank you for being Unapologetic.
Thank you, sir.